the carbon tax has taken up too much oxygen. I think we're talking too much about one specific policy about the carbon tax, and we're not talking enough about climate change.
Environmental groups say the focus on the carbon tax misses the point. Though the Conservative Party has long called for a repeal of the consumer carbon tax, the NDP now say they disagree with the policy and are preparing their own alternative. But groups like Environmental Defense say we risk missing the forest for the trees.
I think Canadians really want governments to take action, and instead we have this, political football being lobbed back and forth, and this kind of partisan infighting and this kind of stuff, when really we should be having a more adult conversation about climate change.
Environmental Defense says one problem is we don't know what the NDP's alternative is yet, while the carbon tax already has approval from climate scientists and economists. Environment Minister and former Greenpeace activist Stephen Guilbeault posted on X, formerly Twitter, that he's disappointed in the NDP's move.
Putting a price on pollution is the best way to reduce emissions. Jack McSiga and the NDP know that more than 200 economists have said that it was the best measure that we can put in place to fight climate change.
But current activists say they don't think politics as usual is doing anything to stop the climate crisis.
Our traditional ways of achieving change have not worked. Writing to MPs, talking to politicians, this has not given us the change that we really need to see in order to ensure human survival.
Last Generation Canada takes civil disobedience actions across Canada to draw attention to the climate crisis. Spokesperson Laura Sullivan says the debate about carbon taxes seems ridiculous given the stakes.
When we talk about a carbon tax, it's like fighting about deck chairs on the Titanic.
The world is already not on pace to meet the 1.5-degree cap required to stop coastal regions and islands from disappearing. And Sullivan says Canada is on pace to become the world's second largest producer of fossil fuels. In that context, Sullivan says debate shouldn't be about the consumer carbon tax, but limiting emissions as much as possible as soon as possible.
We need a treaty that will wind down existing fossil fuel usage, that will end the expansion of the fossil fuel industry, and that will actually provide a fair transition for workers in those industries.
In Ottawa, Xiaoli Li, City News.